Yo, what's going on, guys? GZTV. By the way, I apologize. I've been slacking on some content. I'll try to get this TikTok out to you tonight. This is going to be the last NBA recap of the New Year's. It is New Year's for some people, but for me, it is still 11:15. So I'm not going to do a stream tonight or anything. I'm not very motivated. I went out with my family. I had a good time for my cousin's birthday and whatnot. So yeah, I don't really feel like doing a whole lot of content stuff tonight. The list should still be coming out tomorrow. I'm not even sure about that. I'm sorry if I cut you guys short of content. Definitely tomorrow will be a Walking Dead review. I just watched a Walking Dead episode. There's also going to be more NBA recaps. But, yeah. We have 9 games. We're going to talk about every game pretty much in depth. Clippers Pacers. I was able to watch a decent amount of this game, and Miles Turner and Tyrese Halliburton. I hope the Pacers beat Paul George and the Clippers. They won by 1. Yeah, great scoring for Tyrese and Miles Turner. Tyrese, facilitating as well. The final 4 minutes of the game, Tyrese was just hitting everything. So yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, tough shots to fall. Andrew Nembhard was passing the ball around Miles Turner, tough ones to fall. Kawhi Leonard getting in transition, getting to the rim. Tyrese Halliburton being like a pick and roll maestro, just faking everyone out and getting buckets. But looking at the Clippers, I think the Clippers are still looking pretty damn good. Like Kawhi and Paul are fine, and PG are finally starting to perform at a decent level. 24 points for Kawhi Leonard, 45 points for Paul George off of 60% 3-point shooting. There you go. Attaboy there for Paul George. Zubac, 6 points, 7 rebounds, isn't really going to cut it in a game against a team as good as the Pacers. You need a couple more buckets out of Zubac to win this game. He shot 60% from the field. He's going to be consistent. You get him the ball inside, he's going to score. But, yeah, you need to give him more offensive opportunities. But on the Pacers side, Miles Turner ends up with 34 points off of 40% 3-point shooting. Tyrese Halliburton puts up 24 points, 10 assists off of 33%. 3-point shooting. So there's kind of that. Let's move on to the Nets and the Hornets. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant lead the Nets past the Hornets for their 11th win in a row. They now have a 67% win percentage. It's insane. Great first half for Kyrie Irving just to start the game. Kevin Durant, pretty good scoring there. Their win streak is up to 11. They beat the Hornets by 17. Man, Kyrie and KD, they're looking like a damn match right now. The Nets are looking like a very good team. McDaniel's got some tough shots to fall. LaMelo Ball hit some shots from deep. Obviously, Collins, the announcer, got excited for the P.J. Washington jam. P.J. Washington, he was dunking, he was hitting some shots and whatnot, but they just weren't able to win the game. Kevin Durant, 23 points, 60% from the field, 28 for Kyrie Irving. Looking at the Hornets, my stomach hurts, bro. But Mason Plumlee, 22 points, 10 rebounds, one of his best games in a while. 23 points and 11 assists for LaMelo. Gordon Hayward definitely struggled. They need him to get back to prime form. Only made 1 field goal through 29 minutes. None of them were threes. 2, 3, and 3 stat line. You need this guy to be a 15 to 20 point scorer. He has the potential to do that. He's just kind of coming back from injury. So there's that. Cavs Bulls. Cavs hold off the Bulls by 1 point to end a 3-game skid, which is pretty uncharacteristic. This team has been a part of some pretty winning basketball. Great scoring for Karis LeVert, Kevin Love as well. He was also grabbing rebounds. There you go. Shout out to the Cavs for getting this done. Donovan Mitchell was hitting some shots. Ayo Dosunmu had some smooth offense. Javonte Green getting tough ones to fall, throwing down some dunks, energizing the Bulls' efforts. But they're still not able to win the game, unfortunately. Kevin Love. I think in Evan Mobley's absence, he played pretty damn well. 20 points. You get 23 out of Karis LeVert off of 33% 3-point shooting. You didn't really need much to beat a squad like the Chicago Bulls. They're definitely struggling. 21 points for DeMar DeRozan, 11 points, 14 rebounds for Vooch. Patrick Williams definitely needs to pick it up a little bit. I mean, he just needs some more opportunities on the offense. I think with other players kind of on this team kind of having slumps shooting ways, I think they need to find some spots for Patrick Williams where he can actually excel at. So that's kind of the problem there. Knicks and Rockets. Julius Randle's 35 will lead the Knicks over the Rockets by 20 to snap a skid. One of the streakiest teams in the NBA are back again. And I mean, based on how they've been playing recently, I can predict that this team's going to go on like a 5 to 10 game win streak. I feel like great scoring for Julius Randle. Emmanuel quickly, a pretty underrated piece of the squad, piece of the puzzle, whatever. Yeah, what a way to snap a skid. Julius Randle sealing the game for them, passing the ball, dunking it. Kenyon Martin had a nice dunk. Eric Gordon hit some tough shots. Emmanuel quickly hit up Jericho Sims for a nice little alley-oop. Looking at the Knicks, 35 points, 12 rebounds for Julius Randle, 27 points for Emmanuel quickly. Moving on to the Houston Rockets, 23 points and 10 rebounds for KPJ. He shot 50% from 3, and that's about it. Bruno Fernando's probably, not having Alperen Sengun kind of hindered this team. I feel like if Alperen Sengun came out here and put up 20 to 25 points a game, and they need guys to step up. And it's kind of funny, Eric Gordon talking in interviews like, oh, we haven't made any improvements. Like, dude, do you realize you are on a tank team? You're on a tank team. They've barely won 10 games this year through 36 games. Like, you're a tank team. Realize that. Not every single team in this league has to be absolutely fantastic. Like, you guys are going for another star. You got to solidify things. Obviously Alperen Sengun gets injured. You're going to need another center. So, that's the type of things you lose for, right? But Mavs and Spurs, Luka, fantastic night. Luka Doncic scores 51 points. The Mavs beat the Spurs for their 6th straight win. Luka playing like an absolute stud, leading the Mavs to a great season so far. Dallas superstar Luka Doncic, man, historic 5-game run. Great scoring. They needed all those points to beat the Spurs. Third 50-point game of the season, and I think those 3 50-point games have happened in the last 5 games. A lot of tough jumpers. That floater is very dangerous from Luka. Nice little dimes outside on the perimeter from Luka to Wood. Luka was hitting some threes. In the first quarter, Luka Doncic had 22 points. But let's look at this again. Christian Wood definitely helped Luka out a lot. 25.67% from the field. 51 points for Luka off of 60% 3-point percentage. The guy's unstoppable. There's nothing you can really do. You look at the Spurs, Jeremy Sohan, shout out to him. He had a great game, 20 points, 67% from 3. Keldon Johnson had 30 off of 80% 3-point shooting. Jakob Poeltl had 19 points and 15 rebounds off of 70% field goal shooting. Romeo Langford, definitely a pretty streaky player. I feel like if he could have got one of his 6 shots to fall, that would have been all the difference. He could have possibly been an X-factor player for the Spurs and made some shots down the stretch, but it just didn't happen for them. And, they're lucky they even came this close to beating a team with a guy putting 51 points. 2 guys on that team combining for 76. Like, you're lucky if you beat a team like that. So, yeah, it is what it is. Pelicans, Grizzlies, always love to see these two go against each other. The draft class battle, the whole thing with Ja Morant and Zion. It's always fun to watch. Ja Morant is 32. The Grizzlies use a late burst to defeat the Pelicans. Great scoring, great passing for Ja. Jaren Jackson scored the rock pretty well, but my God, he is a defensive force. 6 blocks. They broke open. 15-point victory late in the fourth quarter. Ja getting hyped with the fans, getting the crowd on their feet with some great passing, tough shots, the no-look dimes, getting into transition, finding an open teammates. Herbert Jones hit some tough shots. Ja just losing the defense, hitting shots. He's shot-making Ja, I guess is what we can call him. But looking at the Pelicans, 20 points for Zion Williamson, and that's really about it. Herbert Jones, 11 points. He was definitely a great hustle player, or 11 rebounds. Great hustle player, but we need more scoring out of him. We need this guy to go 15 to 20 a game. I feel like that's the least that's still a lot. You're talking about a guy that averages maybe 11 points a game. But, without Brandon Ingram, this should be your time to shine. Didn't make a single three, only made 2 field goals in 28 minutes. Not great. Moving on to the Grizzlies. 10 points, 21 rebounds for Steven Adams. He shot 67% from the field, 32 points for John Morant. And yeah, that's going to seal that. Pistons and Timberwolves. Bogdanovich and the bench send the Pistons to a 12-point win over the Timberwolves. Great scoring for Bogdanovich. A really big third quarter. They were down by double digits. 65 bench points. That is quite impressive. Naz Reid, blocking dunks, getting some big defensive plays in the absence of Cat. Bogdanovich was hitting some threes. He was also passing the ball around. Kyle Anderson with a big buzzer-beating three. Anthony Edwards was hitting some tough shots. I'm kind of over this. I need to go to bed. So, looking at the Pistons, 28 points for Bogdanovich. He shot 75% from the three. Off the bench, you get 18 points and 10 rebounds out of Marvin Bagley. 50% field goal percentage. Would you look at that? Timberwolves, 25 points for D'Lo off of 50% shooting and 30 points off of Anthony Edwards off of 40% shooting. Not a great game for McDaniels. With big guys out, he needs to be a 20-plus point scorer. At least someone else on this squad needs to if they want to win games. He didn't make a single three through 33 minutes. He almost fouled out. It's kind of a problem, I think. I don't know. Sixers Thunder. Joel Embiid is a triple-double in the 76ers road victory over the Thunder. He did everything. His 5th career triple-double, scored the ball, rebounded, passed the ball. That never trailed. It was a very dominant victory. They won by 19. Pretty impressive offense for DeAnthony Melton. Montrezl Harrell hit some shots. Shea Gilgeous had some tough ones. Frickin' Korkmaz hit some shots. Shake Milton dished the rock. But, 23 points out of Tobias Harris. He shot 33% from 3. And Joel Embiid put up 16 points, 10 assists, 13 rebounds. Taking a look at the Thunder, 20 points for Josh Giddey off of 33% three-point shooting, 60% from the field. But, Jalen Williams, the one with the Y in it, definitely struggled. They need him to be a 20-plus point scorer. When guys like, he didn't make any shots in 18 minutes, 1 in 4. Not a great stat line for a starter in the league. Maybe he needs to step it up a little bit. Shea didn't have a great game. I'm not going to say he played like shit. I'm not going to blame this loss on him because, I don't know. I feel like other guys at some point need to step up. This is kind of the reason why Shea is requesting a trade or whatever. But let's talk about the Heat and Jazz because my boy Tyler Herro has been a bucket all year. And what is happening to the Utah Jazz? The Utah Jazz's great season is slowly crumbling. We're not even halfway through the season yet. Tyler Herro's 3, his time expires, gives the Heat a 3-point win over the Jazz. Made the three-pointer's time expired. Great shot. One-legged running 3. Quite a shot. Pretty tough. For the most part today, I was watching college basketball or football and basketball and whatnot, so I didn't really watch the NBA that much. Bam Adebayo getting through the defense, hitting some tough shots. Victor Oladipo dunked on Lauri Markkanen and shook the rim. That was a pretty big moment. That was awesome. Some pretty nice buckets for Colin Sexton, as well as Kelly Olynyk, but Miami was able to seize the day. You get 32 points out of Bam Adebayo. You get 29 out of Tyler Herro off of 50% from the field. And Victor Oladipo, shout out to him off the bench, 23 points. This is probably the best game in a while. Obviously Victor Oladipo in this league has been struggling with injuries. But, they were able to take a dub. Lauri Markkanen on the other side, 29 points, 14 rebounds. Jordan Clarkson, 22 points, 33% from 3, 50% from the field. Not a great game for Jared Vanderbilt. Definitely need to be a 5 to 10 point scorer a game. Didn't make a single three-pointer, shot 33% from the field. This is not good. I mean, he only played 17 minutes. I mean, to be fair, they're not giving him a lot of chances in the rotation, but Jared Vanderbilt definitely needs to step it up for this Utah Jazz squad. That's going to be it. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Happy New Year's to everyone. Let me know in the comments what your New Year's resolutions are. Maybe mine should be to try to grind this video out, but I'm going to get it out tomorrow. I'm telling you. Whatever I have to. I might even just skim through the rest of the albums and put them on the list. I'm not sure.